In Zaire, the latest scene of genocide in Central Africa. It began in Rwanda 2 years ago when a tribal bloodbath sent refugees flooding across the border to Zaire. Now, fighting has erupted inside Zaire, and 500,000 people are trying to flee back to Rwanda and neighboring Burundi. Also streaming out of the war zone are Western relief workers who help keep the refugees alive. Our correspondent, Dr. Bob Arnot, has just returned from assignment in Burundi. Bob?
Dan, with the borders shut tight, just getting to Burundi in Central Africa is a real adventure. What we found there were remarkable and heroic American doctors and nurses working in Burundi, a country at war with itself. Dr. Bill Holmes is one of those Americans, a surgeon from New Hampshire. He's operating on the front lines with little help and without running water.
You reinvent the wheel every day.
Really?
Yeah, because some of the things that the textbooks would tell you to do, you can't do. You know, what do you do with someone who needs a big operation, but there's no blood, there's no electricity?
Bill and a few other Americans, like Debbie Berquist, work for the International Medical Corps, a kind of global 911.
I get much more satisfaction out of this work here, and I guess I feel I can do more. I'm helping out more by working in these countries.
The calm hills here belie a country in crisis. Just out of sight, a brutal tribal war. Hundreds of people are murdered every week in ethnic violence. Everyone is afraid that Burundi is becoming the next Rwanda, where nearly 1 million people were killed in a genocide just 2 years ago. The problem is the same: fierce hatred between two tribes. The ruling Tutsi, a minority tribe trying to hang on to power, and the Hutu, the majority tribe, trying to fight oppression with a bitter guerrilla war.
Where were you attacked?
Like most of the victims in this war, Andre Kayuki and his wife are innocent civilians, telling us nearly 70 guerrillas attacked them and took what few possessions they had.
I have been hit and cut by the bandits too.
Worse still, Hutus in the countryside are afraid of the Tutsis in the cities, and that fear keeps them away from the city hospital, often until it's too late.
This baby just arrived dead.
In the next bed, a young woman, Harar Inamana Pascaline, should have come to the hospital a week ago but didn't. She lost her baby and badly ruptured her uterus.
So this is one of these cases where she's sort of on her own. We're giving her fluids and antibiotics, and we've done the surgery. She needs to have a transfusion. None of her family members match, so she doesn't get a transfusion.
At the few remote clinics still operated by the Americans, hundreds of the sick, injured, and dying wait days for medical care.
We don't have that many people on our team. The people wait a long time to be seen, and it's always hard for us when we have to leave at the end of the day, having sent 50 to 100 people away who are still sick and knowing they won't be served until the next week.
The war has cut Burundi's lifeline to the outside world. Medical supplies are in short supply. Some relief groups have pulled out. And here in Muyinga, all but one of the local doctors have run away.
Whereas this hospital used to have 8 doctors.
So it's that dangerous that they just picked up and left?
Apparently.
So why do Bill Holmes and the other Americans stay? Because, they say, if they leave, who will help the hundreds who come to the hospital every day? People like 7-year-old Imbazwe, who needs an operation to walk without a crutch. Tomorrow night, we'll meet a young Irish couple who've undertaken the seemingly impossible task of reuniting the lost children of Rwanda with their families. Dan?
Thanks, Doctor. In a moment, the class of 2000.